Adam Smith has revealed that the majority of the Sky team are actually picking Andy Ruiz to beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch. Kugan Cassius has also said that he's spoken to numerous people in the boxing world from the UK, and nearly all of them are picking Andy Ruiz to repeat his win over AJ. He said that he was in a room with about 20 people. Was it 10 people or 20 people? I forget. And they were all, boxing people who are in Saudi Arabia. And he said that out of all of them, he was the only one picking AJ to win. So very interesting. I think it's not just the fact that AJ lost. It's also the way he was broken down. After that knockdown he suffered in the third round, Ruiz went to work on AJ's body, and AJ was weakening. Look, he didn't take much punishment in the fourth. He actually had a pretty good fifth round. But in the sixth, that's when Ruiz started getting to work on AJ's body. And then in the seventh, again, AJ was just slowing down, and Ruiz was able to take him out. AJ looked very weak by the end. He didn't look like a fighter that had much left in him by way of energy. And so I think people look at that and say, nah, Ruiz can do it again. Even if AJ tries to move, he's not going to be able to move forever. Ruiz will be able to get body shots off. He will be able to break him down and finish him. And it's not just looking at it from a strategic point of view, but there's the mental aspect as well. People are wondering, where's AJ at mentally? Because that would destroy a lot of fighters, taking that kind of beating, that kind of humiliation. So, I'm not surprised that there are so many people picking Andy Ruiz within the Sky team. But at the end of the day, none of it is going to matter. We'll see what happens on Saturday. People like Anthony Joshua are where they are because they're not like the rest of us. Their mentality is different. You always hear people say that you should be positive and focus on the positive. Well, people like Anthony Joshua, successful people, and in this case, successful fighters, they are able to focus on the positive more than most of us are. They'll take an L and they'll bounce back better than we would. Yeah, that's what we have to all understand about these fighters, is they are not like normal average Joes. They're not even like the average fighter. They have elite level mentalities where they can bounce back from things that we couldn't bounce back from. And even still, there are elite fighters who have taken devastating defeats and they haven't managed to bounce back. They've never been the same since. So, AJ is going to demonstrate exactly what kind of mentality he has on Saturday night, whether it's the likes of a Lennox Lewis, the likes of, Muhammad Ali or other fighters who have lost before, or whether it's more like a Jeff Lacey, somebody who gets beaten badly once and they're never the same again. So, going to be interesting. But drop your comments in the comment section below. I know some people get upset when you've got British people picking AJ to lose. Well, I don't see why you would be upset. It's just their honest opinion, right? I can't be upset at nobody picking AJ to lose or anything like that. I don't get that whole patriotism thing where you're not supposed to pick Ruiz because AJ's the British guy. That doesn't make any sense. It's different talking about who you want to win as opposed to who you think is going to win. I'm sure all of the Sky team want AJ to win because he has, more than any other fighter, revived British boxing. He hasn't done it by himself, but he's done more than any other fighter in Britain to revive British boxing. And he's actually done more than any other fighter in the heavyweight division to revive that as well. Without AJ, nobody would be making the kind of money they're making now. Remember, Anthony Joshua was packing out the O2 and doing pay-per-views for the British title. That's how big Anthony Joshua was even before he fought for a world title. Tyson Fury wasn't packing out the O2 and doing pay-per-views before he fought for a world title. In fact, Tyson Fury, has he even done any pay-per-views in the UK? I don't think he has he? Was the Sefer Safiri fight a pay-per-view? I'm sure it wasn't. And certainly the Pianetta fight wasn't. So, Tyson Fury was the guy to beat Vladimir Klitschko, and that was a great achievement. Great win. But he wasn't the guy to bring the casual fan interest and the excitement back to the division. That wasn't Fury. I know a lot of people get upset about that, but it's just the truth. The guy who brought all the fans and the excitement and the money was Anthony Joshua. If AJ hadn't come along, you'd have Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury probably fighting for $2 or $3 million a fight. And very few people outside of us hardcores would be interested. The majority of the public wouldn't even care that much. But when AJ came along, it all changed and it just blew up the whole of the heavyweight division because of the way he fights, because of the way he was marketed, because of the fact that he decided to go down this politically correct, squeaky clean image, media trained route. He did all that and he reaped the benefits of it financially and in terms of popularity. Doesn't mean he's the best fighter out of all of them. Doesn't mean he isn't either, but that's the reason, his excitement, the knockouts and all that kind of stuff, being signed to Matchroom and Sky as opposed to Fury, who was with Mick Hennessy and Box Nation. It's not going to help you, is it, if you're with Mick Hennessy and Box Nation when it comes to building your profile. So, yeah, without AJ, these guys wouldn't even be getting paid. So I'm sure the Sky team want him to win, but they just don't think he will. And that's fair enough. Because he might not. I mean, what's the point in just saying, yeah, AJ's going to win because you want to be patriotic, but deep down you don't think he will? Like, that's being fake. It's always best to just tell the truth about the situation. The same thing goes for my prediction. If I was absolutely rock solid in terms of 100% believing that one fighter was going to win and not the other, then I would say, this is why people who get mad at me for not picking a winner in certain fights are idiots. Because I'm being real. If I don't know who's going to win a fight and I don't have a strong feeling about who's going to win, then the realest thing I can do is to say I don't know who's going to win. Other than that, because if I just pick for the sake of picking, then it's just a 50-50 gamble. What's the point in just randomly picking? Because then I can't take any credit for getting the prediction right anyway. Because it was just a random 50-50 gamble pick. Everybody's got a 50% chance of getting any boxing prediction right, even if you don't know anything about the sport. So I try and steer away from doing that and just be honest about what I truly feel. And if I don't know who's going to win a fight, I'll say I don't know. Yeah, that's realer than just taking a random guess. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I see this fight as real touch and go, 50-50, maybe 51-49. And a lot of it is to do with the fact that AJ has got a lot of questions hanging over his head right now in terms of where he's at mentally. Has he done too much in camp by way of losing all this weight? Will that backfire? Won't he be as strong? Will his punch resistance be even worse? Will his stamina hold up? Is Ruiz going to be better? There are so many questions. Without all those questions, I would personally be more confident of AJ winning. But with all those questions, I'm not confident in him winning at all. So anyway, Sam and I'm out.